This was Ashton's fourth playoff appearance in the last 5 seasons, and they were finally able to get the job done to earn promotion to the National League North for the first time since 2005. Speaking pitchside after lifting the playoff trophy, Tomsett said, "It's been a long hard season, everyone's getting tired, but the feeling doesn't come better than this. Buzzing doesn't even come close to describing it. It's been a tremendous season for the 25-year-old former Blackpool, Fylde and Curz and Ashton midfielder whose 17 goals have been crucial to Ashton's promotion push." Tomsett continued, "It's been the best ever season for me, really. I made the playoff semi-finals with Fylde, but we didn't make it and I didn't play as much as I would have liked. This season I've been playing regularly, enjoying it, and these lads here are different class. They're the best group of lads I've played with, and the staff and fans as well have been brilliant. Everyone deserves it. We got second place, which is more than we ever thought, and now we've gone one step further and got promotion." Although the final score line was comfortable, Ashton seemed intent on making life difficult for themselves after passing up a series of gilt-edged chances in the first half. But Tomsett and his teammates remained confident that if they continued to play their football, the goals would come. 7th of May 2018, Alti steps into boost fitness. Altrincham FC's Community Sports Hall website reports that throughout Sport Relief Week on Monday 19th, Friday the 23rd of March, Altrincham FC Community Sports challenged Stamford Park Junior School to take part in the Biggest Step Challenge, involving over 270 pupils and staff. Each pupil and staff member was given a pedometer for the week, and they were encouraged to register their daily steps to their form tutor, with Altrincham FC coaching staff visiting daily to help boost step counts with sports coaching sessions. AFC Community Sports Coordinator Simon Dow said, "Even after the first couple of days, we instantly saw a buzz around this school. Children were running laps of the playground or trying to squeeze in small sprint wherever they could to boost their count. It was amazing to see. We wanted to set a challenge that included the whole school, not just something to please the more active and sport-minded pupils." Children were encouraged to raise sponsorship amongst family and friends, with the school raising an overall impressive £1,158.65 towards sport relief. The final registered step count for the week was 11,266,475, which equates to over 2 million steps a day, over 8,000 steps per pupil daily. AFC Community Sports would like to thank Stamford Park Junior School for stepping up to the challenge, and by way of appreciation, all pupils were offered complimentary AFC home match tickets, and pupils with the highest step records were given AFC replica home shirts. Ladies beat second-place team on Sunday. Altrincham FC ladies won 4-1 away at second-placed West Didsbury and Coralton. The ladies have finished the season in a commendable 5th place. Alti Youth's day off. Altrincham FC Youth had no game this Sunday. They currently lie third in the NWYA Premier Division, though others have more fixtures to play. Alti's only remaining game is on the 20th of May, at home to Prescott Cables. Vanarama National League North news. Alti's opponents next season became a little clearer after Sunday's playoffs, as Chorley and Bradford Park Avenue will remain in the Vanarama North Division. The National League reports that the Vanarama National League North playoff final will see Harrogate Town, who finished second in the regular season, take on Brackley Town, who finished third, at the CNG Stadium next Sunday after wins for both in today semi-finals. Chorley were the visitors to Harrogate today, and in soaring temperatures, a goal in stoppage time caused joy for the Yorkshire side and heartbreak for the Lancastrians. Matt Jensen Magpies had taken the lead through ex-Alti midfielder Josh O'Keefe's goal after 36 minutes. However, they were stung a minute before halftime when the referee issued a straight red card to Lee Molyneux following a high tackle on Ryan Fallowfield. Chorley regrouped at the break, but were eventually pegged back just past the hour mark when Dominic Knowles equalized from the penalty spot after the referee spotted a handball following a goal-mouth scramble. It looked as though Chorley were going to hang on with 10 men to force extra time, but in the 4th minute of stoppage time, Josh Falkingham's shot fell kindly for Knowles to slot past Matt Irwin and snatch a last-gasp victory for Simon Weaver side. At St James's Park, Buildbase FA Trophy finalists Brackley Town were given a really tough test by a Bradford Park Avenue side who only scraped into the top 7 on goal difference on the final day of the regular season. However, Avenue had won both league matches between the pair, so were confident heading down to Northamptonshire. The first half ended goalless, and the second period, played in really hot conditions, saw Brackley come close to breaking the deadlock in the 55th minute when Gareth Dean header from a corner was headed off the line. But it was Brackley keeper Danny Lewis who stood between Avenue and a place in next week's final, producing a string of fine saves to deny Wayne Brooksby, Frank Mulhern and Danny Johnson. So, in soaring temperatures, it was to be an extra 30 minutes. 8 minutes in, it was Avenue keeper Stephen Drench who came to the fore, making a great save from an Aaron Williams header. But on 111 minutes, the deadlock was finally broken when Williams's initial effort was blocked, but he got hold of the rebound and steered it past Drench into the bottom corner to seal another final place for Kevin Wilkins. Side, Vanarama National League South News. The National League confirms that Hampton. In boiling hot weather at Melbourne Stadium, a crowd of 1,651 saw Chelmsford City, who finished third in the regular season, beaten 1-0 by Hampton, while at Princes Park, 1,704 saw Dartford, who only missed winning the title on goal difference, beaten by the same scoreline by Braintree, who finished sixth, a massive 17 points behind the Darts. 8 minutes into the second half came the defining moment of the game when Chelmsford's Jazzy Barnum Bob was shown his straight red card for handling the ball on the line. Max Kretschmer stepped up and slotted the resulting penalty beyond keeper Jake Jessup to give the Beavers the lead. Dartford's hopes of a return to the National League were dashed, despite only just missing out on automatic promotion to Havant. Braintree, who came down from non-league football's top competition at the end of last season, now have the opportunity to go straight back up after edging the semi-final 1-0. The only goal of a tight, hard-fought tie came in the 72nd minute when the Darts failed to clear the ball and Billy Crook was on hand to stab the ball into the back of the net. That proved enough to condemn Tony Berman Blackpool's side to a fourth consecutive season in the National League South. The 6th of May 2018 playoff Sunday the 6th of May 2018 Vanarama National League playoff semi-final, Sutton United 2-3 Boreham Wood, Vanarama National League North playoff semi-finals. Brackley Town 1-0 Bradford Park Avenue. After extra time, winner scored in 116th minute. Harrogate Town 2-1 Chorley. The winner came in the 93rd minute. Chorley had 10 men from before half-time. Vanarama National League South playoff semi-finals. Chelmsford City 0-1 Hampton. Davidson Stadium. The Altrincham FC staff overcame the supporters' team 5-2. After a goalless first half, Sam Heathcote scored for the staff from his own half, with a quickly taken free kick. 2 goals from Neil Tolson and 1 from Chris Rowley then made it 4-0 to the staff. With 10 minutes remaining, Andrew Jones came out of his goal to play an outfield role. The supporters then scored twice before Tom Wynn, one of the club's disability footballers, got a fifth to wrap up a 5-2 win. Evo Stick Premier News. Altrincham clinched promotion with a win at Grantham a fortnight ago, and now Ashton United have also secured promotion to the Vanarama National League North Division with a win against the Gingerbreads. Right, the Northern Premier League trophy. The Evo Stick League says, congratulations to Ashton United on clinching promotion to the National League next season as the Evo Stick League's top-flight playoff final winners. The Robins beat Grantham Town 2-0 on Saturday in the Evo Stick League Premier Division's promotion playoff final, with second-half goals from Liam Tomsett and Nick Evangelinos to go up alongside champions Altrincham after missing out in the playoffs last season when they also finished as runners-up. And NL Pitch Arrow adds that it will be 2 Robins going up from the Evo Stick League Premier as Ashton United joined champions Altrincham. On a warm, sunny afternoon at Hurst Cross, Ashton beat Grantham Town in the playoff final to return to the National League after a gap of 13 years. On that occasion both Alty and Ashton had qualified for the newly formed division after Alty had won a tense game with Moss Lane. In front of a shirt-sleeved crowd of 931, the first half ended all square, with the Robins perhaps edging it with Dan Mooney twice forcing good saves from Gingerbreads keeper Kieran Preston. But it took until the 57th minute for Ashton to make the breakthrough when a long ball forward fell kindly for Liam Tomsett, who beat Preston to slot the ball home. And then with 2 minutes remaining, Ashton completed victory when a John Pritchard cross evaded the Grantham defense and Nick Evangelinos tapped the ball home from close range, from the losing side. The Grantham Journal reports that Town's dreams of promotion to the National League North came crashing down in the NPL Premier Division playoff final at Ashton United on Saturday. Hundreds of Gingerbreads fans made the near 200-mile round trip to see their beloved side lose to 2 second-half goals without reply in the cauldron of heat that was Hurst Cross Stadium. On a day truly too hot for football, Grantham generally had the upper hand in the first half, with Ashton venturing forward on occasional counter-attacks that were well defended by Town. There were few clear-cut chances for either side. The home side did, however, begin to assert themselves more towards the end of the half, and Grantham goalkeeper Kieran Preston pulled off a couple of excellent saves to deny the Robins in the last 10 minutes before the break. Gingerbread's fans' hearts sank in the 57th minute when Ashton went in front. Preston appeared to be out of his 6-yard box early, and Liam Tomsett skipped round him and fired into the back of the net. Grantham sought earnestly for an equalizer. Where Gingerbread's singing and chanting had very much ruled the roost, now the Robins began chirping in seemingly ever greater numbers, as their side clearly had their tails up ever since the goal. Town sent in wave after wave of attacks Ashton's way, but they were repelled each and every time. At the other end, United struck the bar to the gasps of the whole ground. Devastation came in the 87th minute when keeper Preston saw fit to allow a ball across the face of his goal to roll by, only for Nick Evangelinos to tuck it away with aplomb. There was truly no time to recover from that late a blow, and the Grantham supporters, who made up the majority of the close to 1,000 crowd, fell briefly silent. Well done lads, you did Grantham proud this season, a truly memorable campaign. Roll on next season, and moving up to the Premier are Bamber Bridge, as NL Pitchero tells us that Bridge, who finished 4th in the regular season, edged out the team who finished 2 points and a place behind them, Prescott Cables, to win the Evo Stick League North playoff final on Saturday. In front of a terrific crowd of 1,628 at the Sir Tom Finney Stadium, a tight, cagey first half ended goalless. It was looking like heading for extra time in the Lancashire Sun, but the deadlock was broken 10 minutes from time when Brigg took the lead. Kieran Charnock headed a cornerback across goal, and sub Chris Marlowe took a touch before lashing home past Barnes on the volley. 2 minutes later, a good run from Whittaker ended with a Marlowe effort hitting the inside of the post. But Cables cooled the end T responded. It's Bamber Bridge who follow South Shields, Scarborough Athletic and Hyde United into the Premier Division from the North Section. Panorama National League North News. NL Pitchero confirms that Tommy Wright, manager of Darlington, has announced that he is releasing Leon Scott and Greg Mills. Scott was one of former boss Martin Gray's first signings when the Quakers were forcibly demoted to the EBAC Northern League in 2012, and since then, he has won a Northern League Championship Winners' Medal in 2013, an Evo Stick League Winners' Medal in 2015, and an Evo Stick Playoff Winners' Medal in 2016, a terrific record. In all, he has made 222 league and cup appearances for Darlington, scoring 20 times. Striker Mills joined in November, following Wright from Nuneaton Town, and made 16 appearances, scoring once. Also released are youngsters Dale Milburn and Lee Hume. Panorama National News. Tranmere Rovers beat Ebbsfleet United in Saturday's playoff to meet the winners of Sutton United v Fylde, a game which takes place on Sunday, for a place in the EFL. We learned from NL Pitchero that FC Halifax Town have confirmed that defender Scott McManus has left the club after 8 years at the Shea. McManus, who was originally on the books at Crewe Alexandra, was the club's longest-serving current player, having joined in 2011 from FC United of Manchester. After arriving as a central defender, McManus soon made the successful switch over to the left-hand side of defence and has made the position his own. The Manchester-born defender scored in the Build-Base FA Trophy final at Wembley with a stunning strike from outside the area which turned out to be the winning goal. The 5th of May 2018 Robins joined Ashton United won Saturday's promotion playoff final against Grantham Town, 2-0, to join fellow Robins, Altrincham in the Vanarama National League North next season. Ex-Altiloni Liam Tomsett set Ashton on their way just before the hour mark. The second goal arrived 3 minutes from time from Evangelinos. Playoff Saturday the 5th of May 2018 Evo Stick NPL Playoff Finals. Premier, Ashton United, 2nd, 2-0 Grantham Town, 4th, at 931 North Bamber Bridge, 4th, 1-0 Prescott Cables, 5th, at 1628 South Bedworth United, 4th, 2-1 Stamford, 6th, after extra time Vanarama National League Playoff Semi-Final, Tranmere Rovers 4-2 Ebbsfleet United AET, 2-2 after 90 minutes. Congratulations go to Kevin Ellison and his Morecambe side who stayed up in League 2 on Saturday. With a draw, they failed to win any of their last 10 fixtures. Barnet are relegated back to the National League, for the third time, with Chesterfield. Pitch covers arrive. Pictured, right, are the new pitch covers for the J. Davidson Stadium, which were delivered on Friday. Once again, the club thanks all those supporters who contributed towards their purchase. And, of course, their arrival heralds what promises to be a sunny and warm weekend. Reserves lose narrowly in their second match in 3 days at the J. Davidson Stadium, Altrincham FC reserves lost 1-2 to Greenall's Padgate St Oswald's on Friday evening. Alti fell behind just before halftime after they had enjoyed a good spell of play. A cross from the Padgate right was not cleared and the visitors' number 10 calmly stabbed the ball home. 44 minutes. Altrincham leveled 12 minutes after the interval when Sam Heathcote smashed home a free kick from just outside the box. But despite having the better of the second half, they lost to a breakaway goal after losing possession 10 yards inside their opponent's half. 79 minutes. 3 minutes later, Rain Davis was sent off for an off-the-ball incident and the visitors rode out the closing stages to keep the 3 points. Match report here. Community Sports Hall manager vacancy. Altrincham FC Community Sports Company announces that it has a vacancy for a Community Sports Hall manager. The job is based at the J. Davidson Stadium, and is a full-time position. A job description is here. All applications to be emailed to Altrincham FC Community Sports Hall and marked for the attention of the AFC-CSC board. Closing date May 18, 2018. Evo Stick Premier News. The Express. Edwards departed Molyneux alongside former boss Paul Lambert last summer. The ex-defender then took charge of the Bucks in June, guiding them to a 14th-placed finish in the National League North. However, the club regularly flirted with relegation through the course of the season, and Edwards decided to call time on his stay at the club with immediate effect. "It's been one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make and not one I've taken lightly. Telford means an awful lot to me and it's been a privilege to lead the club this season," he said. "It's been a difficult year. I took the job at short notice on the eve of the new season and it took longer than hoped to make the changes I felt were necessary, but I genuinely feel we showed with our form in the last few months we had turned the corner and I truly believe I'm leaving the club in a stronger position than when I arrived. It's a decision I have made for me and my family as I still have strong ambitions to progress in my coaching career." Another person departing his role is former Alti player Tony Sullivan. Marine have announced that their assistant manager and sports therapist leave club. Following a review of his staff, manager Tommy Lawson has informed the club that assistant manager Tony Sullivan and sports therapist Chris Roberts have left their roles with immediate effect. The EvoStick Northern Premier League confirms that on playoff Saturday, the final 3 EvoStick Northern League promotion places will be confirmed as Premier, Ashton United, 2nd, host Grantham Town, 4th, North Bamber Bridge, 4th, host Prescott Cables, 5th, South Bedworth United, 4th, host Stamford, 6th, finishing 3rd in the league. Has been a curse in all 3 divisions, whilst 4th place has proved beneficial to all, so far. Ashton United report that, following the ecstasy of Tuesday night's win over Farsley Celtic, the Robins must regain their focus ahead of one of the biggest games in the club's history. Second-half goals included one from Liam Tomsett, who is slowly making a name for himself around these parts, so there might be a sculpture being built to compete with Cristiano Ronaldo's in Madeira Airport. Aaron Chalmers doubled Ashton's lead with 20 minutes to play with Farsley immediately having the deficit. However, the Robins' defense remained resolute to earn a play final against Grantham Town this weekend. Jody Banham's men are unbeaten against Grantham this season, picking up 4 points against the club from Lincolnshire. The Robins picked up all 3 points in a 2-1 win back in August, then came away with a 1-1 draw at South Kesteven Sports Stadium just before Christmas. The Robins will have to worry of Grantham leading goal scorer Lee Shaw, i.e. Luke Shaw, who is actually out injured. See below. The striker has played a pivotal role in Grantham's race for promotion and has bagged 29 goals this season, and he will be keen to add to his already impressive tally on Saturday afternoon. Shaw has scored in both games against Robins this season, so Ashton will have to watch the man who had a clean sweep of the club's Player of the Year awards last season. There must be a strong possibility he can achieve the same this time around. Greater than 604 fans came through the gates on Tuesday night, therefore we should expect a larger crowd on Saturday with just 90 minutes separating the sides from promotion to the Vanarama National League North. Therefore we are advising supporters to arrive in good time. Ticket prices, £10 adults, £6 concessions. From the opposition, we read that Grantham Town play one of the biggest games in their history on Saturday in the playoff final, where they could clinch promotion to the Vanarama North. After a nervy first half on Tuesday, Grantham produced one of the performances of the season to secure a 3-0 win away to Warrington and put themselves 90 minutes away from promotion to the Vanarama National League North. Goals on Tuesday came from captain Stefan Kalinski, who showed real leadership to head home from 6 yards in a goal-mouth scramble. Danny Meadows, whose bobbled effort did enough to cross the line, and The final goal of the night, which was arguably the most impressive, a stunning header from outside the box from Jordan Hempenstall which secured Grantham's place in the playoff final on Saturday. The Gingerbreads will travel to Ashton United, who are the other side with a chance of promotion after winning 2-1 at home to Farsley Celtic. Due to the Robins finishing higher in the league, second position, the game will be hosted at their ground, Hurst Cross, after Grantham finished fourth in the league. The two previous meetings between the sides have seen the Gingerbreads fail to register a win against the Robins so far, losing 2-1 away from home and drawing 1-1 at home earlier on this season. Grantham boss Adam Stevens was quick to praise the fans' support and says the side want to do it for the fans. Tuesday meant everything to me and the players, and I think it epitomized what a great spirit we have here. Saturday is going to be very tough as Ashton will want promotion just as much as we do, but after seeing the great turnout by our fans on Tuesday, we want to give them another memorable day in their lives. Luke Shaw is the only definite absence as he continues his recovery from injury, whilst Michael Hollingsworth is a doubt after being forced off with injury on Tuesday, whilst Andrew Wright will be available after also going off with a slight knock on Tuesday. The rest of the squad is available. Games: Thursday the 3rd of May 2018, Mid Cheshire District FA Senior Cup Final, Whitton Albion 1-0 wins Fylde United at .359. Monday the 7th of May 2018, Sheffield Andrews, Birmingham City. Vanarama National League North News. The Leamington Courier reports that Paul Halloran says Leamington retaining their National League North status was a bigger achievement than when they finished 13th in 2013-14. With their survival already assured, Brakes suffered a comprehensive 4-0 home defeat to Salford in their final match of the campaign on Saturday to finish just one place above the drop zone. However, despite finishing 3 points and 6 places worse off than in their break-though season, Halloran said the increased strength of the conference put this campaign's survival on a higher plane. Even though the first time we were in this league we got around 50 points, this achievement has been better, said Halloran. The National League North is very close to the National League Premier. It's not a million miles away. Next season there will be more teams going full-time. Southport and Telford will be full-time teams and full-time Chester and Guiseley are coming down. It's going to ask a lot of questions, but this season asked a lot of questions. This achievement is as good if not better than the playoffs last season, but we've got to find a way to improve the squad. The last time, the second year in the National League, we were weaker. We've got to make sure that doesn't happen again. 7 successive defeats in August meant the threat of relegation was always hanging over Brakes. And Halloran said that while some of the teams they were battling it out within the lower reaches had the financial clout to bring about a turn in fortunes, it was much more of a gradual process for his side as they scrapped their way to safety. We played Southport over Christmas and they had splashed out £125,000 on transfer fees alone. You see what some clubs can do when they find themselves in a position near the bottom. We brought in Kieran Dunbar and he gave us energy and legs. Jack Edwards coming back gave us physicality and a threat in both boxes, plus it lifted the place as he's well liked. Bringing Junior English into the back four. Nothing major, the DNA didn't change, it was just little tweaks. However, while Halloran was keen to attribute their improvement to a series of small things, he did highlight the influence of one player. Dan Uta scored just 4 times in his 3-month spell on loan from Crewe Alexandra, but his presence and work rate was key to Brakes' survival, according to Halloran. You look at the £50,000 Southport spent on Jason Gilchrist, that's what goes on. We got a young lad on loan who didn't cost a lot. We were able to do a deal with Crewe. February, March, April he's been key. He's given us a focal point, energy and power. He put centre-halves under pressure and he's a big, strong boy. According to the National League, Harrogate Town boss Simon Weaver says his side know they have what it takes to gain promotion to the Vanarama National League. They now face Chorley at home on Sunday, in the playoff semi-final. Obviously we can be proud of what we have done so far. The quality out there means it will be a tough task, but I have the confidence that we can do it, Weaver said. We know about the depth of the squad that we have that could be crucial with the 2 games coming up. If you had told us at the start of the season we'd be here, I would have taken it, that's for sure. Now with the side potentially 2 home matches from promotion, Weaver says the squad know what is at stake. It has been a great journey so far, one we want to continue, and that is the aim to have the promotion final at the CNG in just over a week's time. The 4th of May 2018 post-match interviews. John Edwards, Press. Alti TV's recording is here. Alti TV also has highlights of the Alti v Hansford Town game, here. Evo Stick Premier News NL Pitchero reports that Steve Burr has returned to his roots by becoming manager of the first club he played for, Stafford Rangers. Burr began his career in football as a player with Rangers as a striker and was a prolific goalscorer. In the summer of 1984, he moved to Macclesfield Town. Burr went on to play for Hednesford Town, Nuneaton Borough and Halifax Town before he began his managerial career at Nuneaton, firstly as assistant to Brendan Phillips before taking over as manager at the end of the 2002-03 season. He moved on to Hucknall Town, gaining instant success as they cruised to the Northern Premier League title. The lure of management at a higher level took Burr to Northwich Victoria, where he was dealt a cruel blow as the club were handed a 10-point deduction. Against the odds, he managed to keep the Vics in the conference only for a non-football related decision saw them relegated. However, he swiftly led the Vics back to the Conference National by winning the Conference North Championship. Burr was appointed assistant manager of the England Seaside under Paul Fairclough. He moved on to Conference North side Stalybridge Celtic in 2007, where he continued to work his magic as they narrowly missed out on promotion in the playoff final. A move to Conference National side Kidderminster Harriers in January 2010 brought more success. In 2013, Kidderminster missed out on promotion by just a couple of points and Burr was named the conference manager of the season. But he left the club in January 2014 and almost immediately was appointed manager of Chester City for the remainder of that season with the option to extend into the following season. He remained at the club until April 2016. A short managerial spell at Southport followed before he took up the reins back at one of his former clubs, Stalybridge Celtic, last season. Also from NL Pitchero we learned that Stockport County, who lost in the Vanarama National League North playoff eliminators on Wednesday night, have released midfielder Bohan Dixon. Dixon, who stands 6'4", joined the Hatters on a one-year deal in September 2017 with an option for a further 12 months. He was virtually a permanent fixture in AFC Fylde's title-winning side in 2016-17. Dixon also played in the Football League with Accrington Stanley before stints with Marine AFC, Lincoln City, Northwich Victoria, Stalybridge Celtic and Salford City. The 28-year-old scored 2 league goals last season for the Hatters and made 20 appearances, 13 of them off the bench. The Warrington Guardian reports that Alti midfielder Sean Williams says being at Warrington Town has meant he can play with a smile on his face again. The central midfielder has been an integral part of Paul Carden's side this year, contributing 15 goals to their promotion push. But their season ended with playoff disappointment on Tuesday night. Despite that, Williams says, "I'm enjoying my football at the moment," he told The Guardian. "When that happens, you play with a bit more freedom and less pressure. It's always nice to play with a smile on your face, that's the most important thing. If you play with a bit more freedom, you start to play well." Williams' regular partner in the Heart of Yellow's midfield is the vastly experienced Steve Jennings, who joined the club permanently from Southport after a successful loan spell earlier in the season. The 33-year-old has played extensively in the Football League for Tranmere Rovers and Coventry City, and Williams says that experience is vital in the dressing room. "You always need someone like Genuine around you when things are going tough," he said. In terms of playing ability, Geno is up there with the best in this league. "He's certainly one of the best central midfielders I've played with. He pulls you into shape, he's always speaking at halftime and before and after games to encourage the boys. I learn from him every time we play and train." Northern News, FC Halifax Town have confirmed that fullback Josh Wilde has left the club along with 5 other players, says NL Pitchero. Wilde made 72 starts, scoring 3 goals. But he, along with Tom Nicholson, Martin Riley, Cliff Moyo, Danny Clark and Tom Denton are all leaving the Shay. Town boss Jamie Fullerton has Sam Johnson, Matty Brown, Scott Garner, Matt Casilo, Jake Hibbs and Michael Collins already under contract for next season, while the club has confirmed that Sam Graham has been recalled by his parent club Sheffield United. Discussions are ongoing with the remainder of the squad.